Where Have You Gone, Charming Billy by Tim O'Brien. Before you read, you're in a foreign country with enemies all around and landmines underfoot. You don't even know your fellow soldiers. Imagine how Paul Berlin feels as he begins his tour of duty during the Vietnam War. Will his second day go better than his first? It may, if he can control his greatest fear, his fear of fear itself. Literary focus, understanding historical context and the writer's background. Historical context is the time and place that shapes a piece of literature. As you read Tim O'Brien's story, keep in mind its historical context, the Vietnam War. This war was different from other wars the United States had fought. There were no front lines or battlefields where opposing sides fought face to face. Instead, in Vietnam, soldiers hid in the jungles and launched surprise attacks on opposing forces. As you read, look for historical details that give you insight into characters and events. Also look for details from the author's life. Tim O'Brien lived through the events he writes about. He is a veteran of the Vietnam War, which has served as a focus for most all of his writing. Theme is an insight about life that a story reveals. And as you read the story, consider how the writer's experiences may have shaped his attitudes about the Vietnam War. Reading skills, recognizing historical details. Where Have You Gone, Charming Billy contains details of the Vietnam War. For example, geographical details such as rice paddies and strategic details such as the soldiers' march to the sea. Look for other historical details as you read, and we'll add them and chart them as we go. One historical detail to note first is that soldiers march single file at night in this story. Before we begin, let's preview a selection of vocabulary. As we preview the following words of the story, we'll understand them as we read. Stealth, S-T-E-A-L-T-H. Stealth is a noun. It means secretiveness, sly behavior. Using stealth to conceal their movements, the soldier prepared to ambush the enemy. Another word might be inertia. I-N-E-R-T-I-A. Inertia is a noun. Tendency to remain either at rest or in motion. Overcome by inertia, Paul was unable to move from the spot. Diffuse. It's an adjective, meaning spread out, unfocused. His thoughts were diffuse, drifting from one subject to another. Valiantly. It's an adjective, meaning bravely. He wanted to act valiantly, but he felt like a coward. Skirted. It's a verb, meaning passed around rather than through. Skirted also means missed narrowly or avoided. The soldier skirted the landmines by walking to the other side of the field. Consolation. It's a noun, an act of comforting. Rather than provide consolation, the soldier's kindness increased his misery. Agile. It's an adjective, meaning lively, moving easily and quickly. He remembered the training exercise that had helped him become agile. Word choice and connotation are important. Let's talk about word choice and connotation for a moment. Word choice or diction is a writer's choice of words. Writers use different types of words depending on their audience, their subject, and the effect they're trying to produce. Connotation is an important part of word choice. Now, several words may have the same denotation or literal meaning. However, their connotations or the emotional associations we have for these words may vary greatly. For example, a hungry person wants to eat. A ravenous person desperately wants to eat. Thinking about a word's connotation is a big part of word choice. Word choice is an essential element of a writer's style and has a major effect on the tone of a piece of writing. Let's begin the story.